morning students, here we start with part 2 fertilization. So we were left with the capacitation. After finishing capacitation in the fertilization process part 2, after capacitation there will be acrosome reaction. This is very important. So acrosome reaction will come immediately after capacitation process. And remember, we are in the second stage of fertilization, contact and fusion of gametes. Capacitated sperm will undergo acrosome reaction. In order to understand that, we need to draw two diagrams. The first diagram will be that of the head of the spermatozoon. Please draw this diagram. This is the head of the spermatozoon, where we will show that this head is mainly composed of nucleus. So therefore, this is the nucleus. And similarly, this is the nuclear membrane. This is the nuclear membrane. It is covered by, it will be covered by bilaminar acrosomic cap. So therefore, there will be this acrosomic cap by, we know that, Golgi apparatus. So therefore, here I will draw this lower membrane, the deep membrane, and then this will be the upper membrane. This is very important. And the outermost structure, always understand that the entire spermatozoon, including the head, neck, body, tail, it is covered by plasma membrane of spermatozoon. So therefore, the entire spermatozoon, here I will use yellow color, will be covered by plasma membrane. So this is how the entire spermatozoon will be covered by plasma membrane of the spermatozoon. We will not draw the neck component and middle component, that is the body component. We just are interested in the head of spermatozoon. To save our time, this much is needed. Now we will mark the structures. Three different structures we have to mark. The first structure, this which we are going to mark, is the plasma membrane of spermatozoon. Second structure will be bilaminar, the bilaminar membrane of acrosomic cap. So bilaminar membrane of acrosomic cap. Third structure, deep inside. This is the white color. So here this third structure, deep inside, is nuclear membrane. This will be the nuclear membrane of the head of spermatozoon. These structures are important. After drawing these structures, on another side, we are going to draw the, please come on this side where I will utilize this much, where we are going to draw the secondary oocyte. So therefore, drawing the secondary oocyte, first structure will be, we will draw here, this will be our vitelline membrane. So this is our vitelline membrane, and deep in the vitelline membrane, or else we'll use violet color for vitelline membrane, which will be more effective. So therefore, this violet color will be more effective as vitelline membrane. Deep inside, we will show this is the nucleus of secondary oocyte. Outside, in perivitelline space, so therefore, in the perivitelline space, we are going to show the polar body. So this will be the polar body, the first polar body, perivitelline space. And surrounding that, we are going to draw zona pellucida. Please draw this, zona pellucida. So here, this zona pellucida we have drawn, and the space is perivitelline space, which we need to keep. And surrounding that, we are going to draw the structures of corona radiata. These are the perpendicular cells of cumulus ovaricus. So these are the cells of Cumulus ovaricus which are present perpendicular to zona pellucida. So therefore, this completes the entire diagram of secondary oocyte. And here we will mark these structures, very important. The first structure, please mark corona radiata and write it as structure number 1. Second structure, please mark it as zona pellucida and mark it as structure number 2. Third structure, mark it as vitelline membrane and mark it as structure number 3. Fourth structure here, in between zona pellucida and vitelline membrane, perivitelline space. Here you mark this as nucleus of secondary oocyte. And this structure over here, please mark it as first polar body. So these two line diagrams are complete. Very simple and very interesting. Now what will happen is acrosome reaction. Please come on this side. So since these two diagrams are complete, in acrosome reaction, angiotensin converting enzyme, please note down, this angiotensin converting enzyme, I will write down angiotensin converting enzyme will be released, or because of this presence of angiotensin converting enzyme present in the zona pellucida, in the, not zona pellucida but acrosomic cap of the spermatozoon. Which portion of spermatozoon? Head of spermatozoon. So angiotensin converting enzyme present in the acrosomic cap of the spermatozoon will produce multiple fusions of the outermost layer. Which is the outermost layer? Plasma membrane, with that of the outer lamina covering the bilaminar acrosomic cap. That is the outer lamina of the bilaminar layer which covers the acrosomic cap, where my finger is there. So therefore, these two layers will fuse at different points. Which two layers? Once again I'll repeat, the outer plasma membrane and the outer layer out of this bilaminar acrosomic cap, the outer layer, there will be fusion. So if these two layers will fuse here, these are the multiple points of contact. If these two layers they keep on fusion, what will happen will be, it will release, because of this fusion, it will then release several enzymes from the acrosomic cap, such as hyaluronidase, acrosine, trypsin, etc. And these enzymes will help in penetration of the three barriers of the secondary oocyte. What are the three barriers covering the secondary oocyte which we have discussed in the previous stage? First was corona radiata, second is zona pellucida, third is vitelline membrane, which we have drawn right now. So therefore, this is the first stage, and this stage of multiple fusion between outer plasma membrane and the outer part of bilaminar layer is known as acrosome reaction. So therefore, this entire stage is known as acrosome reaction. So what will lead to acrosome reaction? Angiotensin converting enzyme will lead to multiple fusion between the outer plasma membrane and outer layer of bilaminar acrosomic cap, which will lead to release of various enzymes. This process is called acrosome reaction. Now, after acrosome reaction, immediately what will happen? Release of several enzymes. Now, which are those enzymes and what and how they will help in penetration? For that, we need to come on this side. We will take some chalk here. So please come on this side. Now here there will be release of the first enzyme, hyaluronidase. Please note down hyaluronidase. So here I will simply mention hyaluronidase. This hyaluronidase will help in separating the corona radiata cells. So therefore, the spermatozoon, I will show it over here, the spermatozoon will pass through the corona radiata cells. This spermatozoon will pass through the corona radiata cells. So therefore, I will show that we will keep some space over here so that we are able to show the spermatozoon entering. Now this spermatozoon here, it has entered corona radiata, and because of hyaluronidase enzyme which has been released, so first barrier is overcome. Hyaluronidase enzyme will create suppression of the first barrier, corona radiata. Spermatozoon is allowed to pass through the first barrier, hyaluronidase. So here we will put an arrow. This is how, what happens because of hyaluronidase, which is released from, again these enzymes are released from acrosomic cap because of acrosome reaction. Now what happens? After this, now please note down, this is covered by, here I'll put this white color, it is covered by the plasma membrane. So please cover this spermatozoon with plasma membrane. Now what happens is, second barrier, zona pellucida. Now zona pellucida will contain, it is a thickly striated membrane where it contains several glycoprotein receptors such as ZP1, ZP2, ZP3. So these glycoprotein receptors, which are known as, if I write over here, they are known as ZP1, ZP2, ZP3. They are the receptors which are present in zona pellucida. Therefore, the acrosomic cap of the head of spermatozoon will bind with zona pellucida and it will release the second enzyme, acrosine. So acrosine is released after hyaluronidase. Acrosine is released, which will cause digestion of that portion of zona pellucida. So if the sperm wants to enter from this side, let us take if the sperm wants to enter from this side, it will digest this much portion of zona pellucida and it will combine with these receptors ZP1, ZP2, ZP3. After combining with these receptors, this acrosine will destroy this much portion. It will digest the zona pellucida and it will allow the sperm, that is the entire spermatozoon, to pass in the perivitelline space. So therefore, second barrier is perforated. Here we need to draw. So therefore, at this point we are going to draw. Please note down, we are going to draw at this point. What we are going to show will be this entire structure. We are going to show it as, now this is the plasma membrane which I have drawn, and here I am going to draw, this is the spermatozoon. So therefore, please draw the spermatozoon, and outside is plasma membranous spermatozoon, and therefore it has crossed the second barrier. It is lying in perivitelline space because of acrosine which is released. And what will it do? It will combine with these receptors present in zona pellucida and it will digest that portion of zona pellucida, so the spermatozoon can pass through second barrier. So therefore, here I will mention first barrier through hyaluronidase with the help of release of hyaluronidase, second barrier with the help of acrosine. Now it is lying in the, where is the spermatozoon lying? It is lying in the perivitelline space. Now comes third barrier. In order to perforate the third barrier, that is vitelline membrane, what will happen will be, there will be two disintegrin peptides which are present on the head of spermatozoon. So disintegrin peptides which are present on the head of spermatozoon will digest or will create a space in the vitelline membrane so that the spermatozoon can cross the third barrier. And after spermatozoon crossing the third barrier and entering the cytoplasm of the oocyte, the vitelline membrane will be closed once again. And how it will be closed? It will be closed by integrin peptides, which will be released from the same vitelline membrane. So disintegrin peptides released from the head of spermatozoon will allow the spermatozoon to enter the cytoplasm after crossing the vitelline membrane, and integrin peptides released from vitelline membrane will close it. Here one thing has to be noted, and what it has to be noted is, we are going to draw that, I am going to show it. Plasma membrane of spermatozoon and vitelline membrane of secondary oocyte will fuse with each other. And after their fusion, it will break down. So what will happen ultimately is only the spermatozoon will enter inside and the plasma membrane of spermatozoon will remain outside. So therefore, we are going to show with the help of this diagram. Now please show here, try and understand. Now here, this is the plasma membrane which I am showing. This is the plasma membrane, and now I am going to show this is the head and the entire spermatozoon which is going inside. So therefore, plasma membrane of spermatozoon will fuse with plasma membrane of vitelline membrane. Please note down. And it will break. They will break. And then the vitelline membrane closes back because of integrin peptide. So therefore, note down, plasma membrane of spermatozoon remains outside. Only the spermatozoon will enter the cytoplasm. So here it has crossed the third barrier. Very important. These changes are very important. So therefore, here we will put this arrow in this direction and we will show it like this third barrier. This is a beautiful diagram in which we are showing everything. Everything is marked. If you come on this side, we have shown the barriers also here, and we have shown how the three barriers are perforated and the plasma membrane is lying outside. It is fused with the vitelline membrane, then it will break down. So spermatozoon has finally entered inside. The head, body and tail, the entire spermatozoon will enter inside. Note down. The entire spermatozoon will enter inside the cytoplasm. It has crossed the three barriers. Now what will happen? After it has crossed the three barriers, there will be immediately calcium wave which will affect the oocyte cytoplasm. So this oocyte cytoplasm, because of entry of spermatozoon, there will be onset of calcium wave. What will happen with this calcium wave? With the onset of calcium wave, there will be, if I write here, there will be onset of calcium wave. So because of this calcium wave, two things will take place. And where is this calcium wave? In the oocyte cytoplasm. First will be, there will be completion of second meiotic division. So second meiotic division will be complete. It will enter the second meiotic division and the secondary oocyte will complete the second meiotic division, as a result of which there will be mature ovum and release of second polar body here along with the first polar body. So therefore, second meiotic division will be completed as a result of this calcium wave. Second important point, very important, will be because of this calcium wave, there will be one reaction which will be known as the zona reaction. So zona reaction will start. After acrosome reaction, now this is the time when zona reaction will start. And this zona reaction, what is the main purpose of zona reaction? This zona reaction, it will prevent the remaining spermatozoa to enter the secondary oocyte. Already one spermatozoon has entered inside. So therefore it will prevent the other spermatozoa from entering inside, and that process is called prevention of polyspermy. So this is what zona reaction will do, coming up in the next segment. So therefore, zona reaction, this zona reaction will be produced by, here there are so many, I will draw here, so many cortical granules which are present in the periphery of the cytoplasm of oocyte. So within the cytoplasm, within the ooplasm of the oocyte, these cortical granules, now here please name them as cortical granules. These cortical granules will fuse. There will be fusion of these cortical granules. And because of fusion of these cortical granules, it will release certain enzymes. So certain enzymes will be released. Certain enzymes will be released. Because of fusion of cortical granules, enzymes will be released. What will these enzymes do? These enzymes will then react with ZP3 receptor of zona pellucida. The first change that is happening will be, it will react with Z, here I am going to write down, it will react with ZP3 receptor of zona pellucida. It will hydrolyze that receptor and therefore it will completely reconstruct the zona pellucida. That means it will block the zona pellucida from other spermatozoa. So it will prevent the other spermatozoa from entering the zona pellucida. This is the first change because of release of certain enzymes from cortical granules. So cortical granules, after their fusion, they will release certain enzymes which will hydrolyze ZP3 receptor of zona pellucida, and this zona pellucida will prevent polyspermy. That means it will prevent the other spermatozoa from entering zona pellucida. First change. Second change will be the same cortical granules that because of their fusion will release certain enzymes. Out of that, one enzyme which is known as lysozyme. This lysozyme enzyme will have an effect on vitelline membrane, where it will cause a block on vitelline membrane which will also prevent further polyspermy. So therefore this lysozyme enzyme will have vitelline block. So I am showing this in a type of flow chart here. This is vitelline block. So therefore this lysosomal enzyme will produce vitelline block which will prevent further polyspermy. And therefore this entire process, right from fusion of cortical granules till release of these enzymes which will affect the zona pellucida and vitelline membrane, which will prevent polyspermy, is known as zona reaction. So this is known as zona reaction. This is an important event which will take place at the end of the second stage of fertilization. That is contact and fusion of gametes. So the zona reaction is very important. You need to understand this. Here we finish the zona reaction. Now we come to the final structure. What will be the final structure? Now here I am going to draw the final structure, and that final structure will be, for example, here this is the fertilized oocyte, vitelline membrane. On the outside I am going to draw the two polar bodies. Then on the inside I am going to draw, this will be the nucleus. This is the nucleus of the ovum, mature ovum. So at the end of second stage, second meiotic division is complete. Remember I told you calcium wave has set in, it will complete the second meiotic division. So this is the nucleus of the ovum, and this nucleus of ovum, here I will mention nucleus of the ovum will carry, what it will carry? Haploid chromosomes with 1N DNA. 1N DNA, haploid chromosomes, and those haploid chromosomes are how much? What is the number? 23 haploid chromosomes. So this nucleus is now known as female pronucleus. Please note down, it is known as female pronucleus, nucleus of the mature ovum. What about spermatozoon which has entered inside? The spermatozoon which has entered inside, now the tail of spermatozoon will disintegrate. The entire tail is going to disintegrate and only the head will remain. So the tail will be degenerated, head will remain, and that head will be converted into the nucleus. And here this nucleus of spermatozoon right now, it will be known as male pronucleus. So therefore here it is known as male pronucleus. So therefore it will also contain haploid chromosomes with 1N DNA. It will contain haploid chromosomes with 1N DNA, 23 chromosomes. So there is presence of male and female pronuclei. And what will be the outer covering? The outer covering will be that of the zona pellucida. So therefore the outer covering is zona pellucida. So right now at the end of second stage, this is the complete picture of the fertilized ovum. Now this diagram is known as fertilized ovum. So therefore here we are going to write down the name of this diagram, fertilized ovum. So we complete the end of second stage. Now coming up in the next segment will be third stage of fertilization. Thank you very much.